What is the single biggest mistake people make when trying to divorce a narcissist? That's what I'm going to tell you in this video. But first, will you please subscribe to my channel? That's how these videos are going to reach more of the people who really need to hear this information. I'm Victoria McCooey. I'm a narcissist divorce coach, a motivational speaker, and the creator of the Reclaim Your Power system. I help people every day who are right where you are, stuck in a toxic marriage to a narcissistic spouse, or already engaged in a contentious divorce from one. All right, are you ready to hear the number one biggest mistake everyone makes when they're trying to divorce a narcissist? It's engaging with the narcissist. It's hard for you to come out of a long-term marriage to someone that you've shared every intimate secret with, every detail of your life with, your open communication, telling them everything you have to say, and all of a sudden now you're engaging in a litigation with this person. You can't talk to them. You can't tell them anything except the absolute bare minimum required to logistically get through your day. You can't give them any inside information. You can't give them any emotion. You can't engage in all the circular arguments that you're used to being engaged in every day with them. This is why you're leaving, because this is a toxic situation and you have to remove yourself from it. But how do you suddenly go from 0 to 60 like that? How do you go from telling them everything to telling them nothing? This is what I see all of my clients struggle with. I struggled with it too. If you're like most victims of narcissistic abuse, the narcissist has isolated you. So you don't have a lot of community. You don't have a lot of other resources to talk to. You don't have friends or family or anyone that you want to share information with anymore because of all the isolation that's occurred. So you depend on the narcissist for all of that support, for all of that communication that you need to talk. So this is exactly the worst dynamic ever. You can't tell them things that are going to hurt you. So it's hard to realize, but you're in a contentious litigation. You're in a legal lawsuit with this person who's your adversary now, and you're probably still living under the same roof. I mean, that's not natural. That's really a hard thing to deal with. So what do? How do you not engage with the person you're used to engaging with? It's not easy. It takes time. But we can find ways to jumpstart you into the healing where you can actually not take the bait. It's about stopping and realizing that they're triggering you. They're trying to get you to get into an argument, or they're trying to get you to divulge information that they shouldn't have. You're used to the constant chaos and the constant drama. It's actually a physiological thing that's happening. You are addicted to the dopamine rush that you get when you are engaged in one of those crazy arguments. That's become your normal. That's become your everyday. So your body is looking for that. Even though it's negative, you're still addicted to it. So you're like, where's that rush of anger that I usually get around this time of day, right? And so you're eager, even though it's counterintuitive, you don't want to be in these arguments anymore. You're still eager to engage because you're used to it. You're just used to that level of chaos and drama and anger and frustration. So you have to wean yourself off of that. There are lots of exercises you can do to try to help distract yourself from that urge. The first step would be to think of something that you can replace it with. Exercise, reading, something that is more positive, more helpful for you. So when you're feeling like you're about to engage in a situation, of course, the first step is to realize what's going on, realize that you're about to take the bait and catch yourself. and have something ready. So you're not thinking about, oh, what can I do? You know, as soon as this happens, I'm going to go read that book. I have it ready. It's sitting on my nightstand. That's what I'm doing. I'm going and I'm reading that book. Or as soon as they start engaging or trying to pick a fight with me or trying to get me going, I'm going to walk around the block. You don't think about it. You just go do it. So slowly your body will adapt. You'll wean yourself off of that urge to fight with the narcissist, and you'll start getting into a better place. Another reason you don't want to keep engaging in these arguments, besides that you might say something that can come back to hurt you in your court case, is that you don't want to keep sinking to the narcissist level, right? You're now trying to create contrast. You're trying to position yourself as the more mature, more stable, more reasonable party here. So let them fly off the handle. And here's the strategy for this part of the not taking the bait that you can teach yourself. See them as a lesser person because they're so volatile. They're like a toddler. They're having a tantrum. They're trying to make you take the bait. They're having a meltdown. They want you to engage with them. And you're the bigger, more confident, more capable, more mature person because you can see that for what it is and you can resist the urge to engage. So you may have heard the term gray rock. If you haven't, this is what it is. It's when you become so boring and so unemotional that you're like a rock. You're just a gray rock. That's the term that's been coined when you don't give any emotional supply to the narcissist. So when they try to bait you with jabs or with things that are going to make you engage with them, you yes, no, answer the question, if there is one, with just a one-word answer. Don't give them anything else. Make yourself so boring that they lose interest in even trying to have the argument with you. Now, in the narcissist divorce world, we talk about yellow rock, which is what you may sometimes have to do. It's like a one step above gray rock. It's like gray rock with just a little bit of politeness added on, because when you're engaged in a court battle, maybe a custody battle, no one outside of this field really understands how we have to keep the narcissist at bay. The courts may not understand, lawyers, judges, parenting coordinators, they might not understand this. So in order to not look like the problematic person in the relationship, you might need to do some yellow rock for all these people watching, right? So if you're emailing or texting or using a parenting app and you're writing, you might just say, good morning, I hope you had a good weekend, whatever, just a little bit of something so that it doesn't look like you're the bad guy here, because they're not going to understand. Once all this is behind you, you can go to total gray rock. But just while these experts are involved in your case, you just want to look like you're being polite and not combative. Is this you? Are you going through a struggle with a narcissistic spouse, either engaged in a divorce or thinking about maybe one day being engaged in a divorce? Then if you would like some help, you can book a call on my calendar. I'll put a link in the description below. Did you find this information helpful? I hope you did. If you liked this video, will you please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. I've linked a couple of other videos here that I think you might also like, so I hope I see you in the next video.